everyone. Today I will tell you a story. The story is titled, Boy in a Day That Needed Nothing More. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you appreciate me. You can skip this if you don't oppose. Like this video. Thank you very much. The story begins as follows. The day began with soft sunlight slipping through the curtains and stretching across the floor like warm honey. Before my eyes were fully open, I heard it. The gentle thump-thump of a tail against the wooden cabinet. Boy was already awake. He stood beside my bed, ears perked, eyes shining with a kind of quiet excitement that only dogs seem to carry. Not the loud, impatient kind, just a steady happiness, as if simply seeing me open my eyes was the best event of his day. "Good morning, Boy," I mumbled. His tail wagged faster. Morning with Boy never begins with alarms or rushing. Instead, it starts with small rituals, stretching arms while he stretches his paws forward in a perfect bow, stepping onto the cool floor together, and opening the door to greet the fresh air. Outside, the neighborhood was still waking up. A distant motorbike hummed. Birds stitched soft songs into the quiet sky. Boy trotted ahead of me but paused every few steps to look back, making sure I was still there. He never walks too far. He never forgets. We walked to the small patch of grass near the road. Dew clung to each blade like tiny glass beads, and Boy sniffed them with great seriousness, as if decoding secret messages left overnight. A butterfly drifted past, and he followed it carefully, not chasing, just curious. Back home, breakfast was simple: rice, eggs, and a few small treats for Boy. He sat politely, waiting for my nod before eating. I watched him, amused by the way he chewed slowly, savoring every bite like it was a feast prepared just for him. There was nothing extraordinary about the morning. No special plans, no celebrations, no visitors. Yet the quiet companionship filled the room with a gentle warmth. When I sat down with my tea, Boy curled beside my feet, letting out a small sigh of contentment. It was the sound of peace, the sound of a day that asked for nothing more. And in that moment, I realized something. Happiness doesn't always arrive with excitement. Sometimes, it arrives with a wagging tail and a quiet presence beside you. By late morning, the sun climbed higher, painting bright shapes across the floor. Boy followed these patches of sunlight as if they were stepping stones meant only for him. Wherever the warmth moved, he moved too. I decided to clean the house, which Boy considered a group activity rather than a solo task. When I swept the floor, he supervised. When I folded laundry, he sat on the clothes as if protecting them from imaginary danger. When I tried to make the bed, he leapt up and rolled onto his back, declaring the task complete. I laughed more than I worked. After lunch, the day slowed. The heat wrapped around the house like a soft blanket, and the world outside quieted into afternoon stillness. Boy rested his chin on my knee while I scrolled through my phone, occasionally glancing up to check if I was still paying attention to him. He doesn't demand attention. He invites it. Later, we walked again, this time down a narrow dirt path lined with small plants and scattered stones. Children's laughter echoed in the distance. A woman watered her garden. Somewhere nearby, a radio played an old song drifting lazily through the warm air. Boy discovered a fallen leaf and proudly carried it in his mouth as if it were treasure. When he dropped it at my feet, I praised him, and his entire body wiggled with pride. We stopped beneath a tree where the shade was cool and forgiving. I sat on a low cement ledge while Boy leaned against my leg, watching the world pass by. A motorbike roared past, and he barely reacted. He wasn't interested in noise. He was interested in presence. A boy passing by asked if he could pet him. Boy accepted with calm dignity, tail swaying gently. In that small interaction, I saw how animals create bridges between strangers. No introductions needed. No shared language required. On the walk home, clouds drifted slowly across the sky, soft and unhurried. Boy walked beside me instead of ahead, matching my pace step for step. It felt less like walking a dog and more like walking with a friend who understood silence. By the time we reached home, the afternoon had given us nothing spectacular. No dramatic events, no grand discoveries. Only leaf treasures, shared shade, and quiet companionship. And somehow, that felt complete. As evening approached, the lights softened into shades of amber and gold. The heat loosened its grip, and a cool breeze slipped through the open windows. Boy lay stretched across the floor, paws twitching as he dreamed of invisible adventures. I prepared dinner while he watched from a respectful distance. The smell of food filled the room, and he lifted his head with hopeful eyes. After eating, we stepped outside once more. The sky deepened into soft blue. A few stars appeared, shy and flickering. The neighborhood grew quieter, as if the day were gently folding itself away. We sat together near the doorway. Boy leaned into my side, warm and steady. I rested my hand on his back, feeling the slow rhythm of his breathing. There was no rush, no urgency, no need to check the time. Just us. A moth fluttered near the light. Crickets began their nightly chorus. Somewhere far away, a dog barked, answered by another in the distance. Boy listened briefly, then relaxed again, unconcerned. He didn't need excitement to feel fulfilled. He didn't need constant entertainment. He didn't need anything more than presence, safety, and companionship. Before sleep, he followed me inside and curled beside my bed. He circled twice, settled down, and looked up one last time, as if to confirm that the day had been good. And it had, not because anything extraordinary happened, but because nothing more was needed. Watching Boy move through a simple day reminds me how often humans complicate life in the pursuit of happiness. We chase bigger achievements, constant stimulation, and endless validation, believing that joy lives somewhere ahead of us. Yet Boy finds complete contentment in what already exists: a morning walk, a shared meal, a gentle touch, and the presence of someone he loves. In modern life, many people feel overwhelmed, disconnected, and rushed. We scroll more than we observe, hurry more than we breathe, and worry more than we appreciate. Boy lives differently. He pays attention. He rests without guilt. He welcomes connection. He trusts the moment. Animals teach us that fulfillment is not built from excess, but from awareness. When we slow down, we begin to notice the warmth of sunlight, the comfort of routine, and the healing power of companionship. Caring for animals also deepens empathy, responsibility, and emotional understanding, qualities our world deeply needs. We can apply Boy's wisdom by creating daily moments of stillness, valuing presence over productivity, and nurturing bonds with both people and animals. When we choose kindness, patience, and simplicity, we rediscover a truth that Boy lives every day. A life filled with love and presence is already enough.